We want to welcome everybody today to Mom and Dad Talks, where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad, and we have Hantie. They have come back to the show, everybody. I thought they left us for a while, but they have come back. We're glad to have them all back. How y'all doing today?
Fine.
Doing good.
Great.
Well, today is a very interesting discussion. Today it's kind of a sad discussion, but it needs to be talked about. Ahmaud Arbery's family says indicted ex-DA needs to go to jail over case involvement. And basically, for those people that need some familiarization to this case, Ahmaud Arbery's family are reportedly pleased by the indictment of a former Georgia district attorney who was involved in the victim's case, but said that she also needs to go to jail. Basically, what happens, the former district attorney Jackie Johnson on Thursday was indicted on charges of violation of oath of a public officer and could potentially face up to 5 years in prison. The charges were issued based on her involvement in the case of Arbury, a black man who was fatally shot while jogging through a neighborhood in Glenn County, Georgia last year. What do you all think about this?
I think that justice has been done so far,
Mm-hmm.
and that she was, how do you say it, out of her jurisdiction to just to dismiss this as a self-defense shooting.
Mm-hmm.
When obviously from the video, they ran over the man with a pickup truck and then got out and shot him. Mm-hmm. Cold-blooded murder. And it's been a couple of years now that they finally got to the basis of this and are prosecuting everybody involved in this cover-up.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to think that the people are supposed to protect us and do the right thing, and unfortunately, this happens. Chose a different route. Mom or Hantie, which one? Mom, you want to say something?
I'm going to say that it was definitely a racial crime that was committed to this young man who was just jogging innocently. And it makes me tremble to think that there are people out there that are vicious, mean, and just hateful, that would shoot down and run over an innocent person who was just out jogging and minding their own business and not hurting or bothering anybody. And it makes me tremble when I think about the law and how it covers up the ones who are guilty of the crime that was committed, and why we're not all treated equally. And it hurts me that we as a Black race are really treated unjustly.
Hantie, you're in deep thought here. What are your thoughts?
I am in deep thought, and I guess I'm kind of like where Myrna is, and that is not in Virginia. I'm in South Bend, Indiana, and I wonder. And we're all guilty of where I want to go, mm-hmm. And that is, how much hatred do you have to have in your heart to commit such a crime like this?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all sinners, mm-hmm. And for those of us who look to the Bible for our spirituality, mm-hmm. I wonder. We're not free of sin. Mm-hmm. I have asked that the Lord remove any hatred from my heart.
Yeah.
Any hatred. And woe be it that anything should happen to anyone that I know, let alone mm-hmm. my family. Mm-hmm. And you know, I just wonder, you know, we don't look for justice from the justice system, do we?
No.
Wow, that's a great point. You know.
I mean, I really can't go any further to demand how does this family deal with that?
Mhm.
People that you trusted to take care of a wrongdoing from to somebody in your family. I mean, the hurt, the the brokenness that comes from this this
Terrible.
yeah, is
Right.
it's unbearable.
Mhm. You know,
And if I didn't have, we have this hope that lives within our hearts.
mhm.
That is not hope. That is not hope. And I almost can't talk about it because I can't fathom that I even know anybody
Mhm.
who would do anything like that. So I may not be a good contestant today. I'm sorry.
You guys have seen a lot of the, Dad, you want to say something real quick?
Oh, no.
You know, the thing that I find is you guys experienced the 60s. You lived in the 50s in the civil rights movement. You saw the girls get bombed. You saw, you saw the fact that Emmett Till was killed like that. And you went through all of that to say, you know what, my children will have a better future than I had living under the fear. You guys talked about that. And this demonic force keeps coming back in different things, saying we want to bring this back and make it vogue again. Like, this is a great idea.
Well, there's a saying that says history repeats itself.
If we don't learn from our mistakes.
And what we experienced back in the 50s and the 60s is now 50, 60 years later, and it's the same, almost the same exact thing, maybe a little bit worse than it was
It's
back
a whole
then.
lot worse. Right?
And it just seems like the justice system is not even fair with the innocent people as they are the guilty. It looks like they want to cover up what the guilty people have done and don't want to punish them for what they have done. So I'm just saying that for those of us who know the times in which we live, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And we have to gear ourselves up for anything that could come our way in that aspect or respect or whatever.
And now I will say this, though. I'm glad that when they saw the right thing, that they did the right thing in this case.
Okay.
When it was finally revealed, right? There is a faith in the justice system when the evidence is shown clearly that people were trying to cover, that they're going to clean it up.
Right.
That's the one thing. We can't put our faith in man. However, I will say, you know what? It's good to see justice being done.
Right.
It's
And yes,
good to see the right thing being done, and that it can work, even though the way it was worked out, it was like kind of not favorable. But what they tried to do, I'm glad God stopped it. Because
my point too is when it first happened, why would the justice system think that this man innocently is jogging and this happened to him, and they've let it ride for 2 years and not have done anything up until now? It should have been dealt with as soon as it happened and stayed on it until they solved the issue.
And that's what they were stating here, is that there was a lot of cover-ups. First of all, the DA knew the guy who was a detective, former detective, I guess. And basically like, hey, he couldn't have possibly done this. And that hand-washing hand thing, I kind of know the guy. He's a good guy. He wouldn't do something like that. But then when you see the video, and see, that's the sad part about it is that when you see the video of live footage, they were actually just teaching people how to kill someone and get away with it. And when they use it as a training video, it appears. We don't know what the whole deal was, but this DA actually sent it out there saying, hey, I want to show everybody that this justice was done. And when people saw the video, they're like, ooh, this is bad. And then you had George Floyd happen also that following week. So, you have a lot of questioning here. But like I said, I'm glad that justice is being served in this case. Finally, unfortunately, it's taken this long, but it's still being served, and they're carrying out justice.
That's true.
Well, my heart goes out to the family that has experienced this and has taken so long for justice to be done.
Yeah.
And I feel that, there should be some compensation. for the needless cruelty that that family had to go through,
Oh yeah.
the needless pain that they had to go through, because they knew the truth, but there was nothing they could do about it because the justice system that we all trust had tried its best to cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
And just think, if it wasn't for that video, it would have been covered up completely and nothing would have been done. And how many people in the past where there was no video and innocent Black men were killed and it was gone unpunished?
Yeah. You know, so, you know, like I said, you know, I'm glad in this particular case that the right thing is being done. It's just hard to imagine that the thing that's supposed to take care of us and protect us all only protects a certain group of people in certain cases and stuff still exists here. And hopefully we can make this, you know, while we're here on this earth till Jesus come, hopefully a better situation for everyone, for a more perfect union. Not that we're expecting heaven on earth, but we're expecting better from each one of us as citizens to do the right thing more. And I think that's what we can walk away from, is that, you know, each one of us are called to do the right thing all the time. And sometimes we don't, but we ought to strive to do the right thing all the time. So this is a very somber thing, and you guys brought some great points out here today. Anybody have any last thoughts before we close?
And just think about Emmett Till. And when there was no video, how long that has been covered up. And how many, and those men were like senior citizens before the truth finally came out as to who killed this young man.
Of my siblings, I have 3 precious nephews, and I have a precious son who are so very dear to me. And I am not sure how I would even be able to take any abuse of mistreatment, any life taken of any of those Black males who are decent and not and are law abiding. They're not law breakers. They're not thieves. They're not murderers. And to be killed innocently, I am not sure how I could handle that. And I do know that there is something that says God never puts anything on us more than we can bear. So my prayer is that He will keep my son and my 3 nephews in safekeeping until He comes.
And your husband.
No, I'm talking I'm talking about my. I right now am talking about my son and my 3 nephews. Those are the 3 that are young, that they go after. My husband, no, I hope nothing happens to him, God forbid. But I'm talking about the 3 young men who are of age that this young man probably was, that was out jogging. That's my point. And I don't have to worry about my husband being out jogging.
He rides a bike, but we still got to be careful. So, you know,
edit that very carefully.
Yes. I really don't want anything happening, especially my dad.
No, I don't either.
But thank you all for sharing today on Mom and Dad Talk. This was more of a sombering moment here, but it's an awakening moment that we got to stay vigilant. We got to make sure justice is carried out. We got to make sure the right thing is done all the time. And we should not be weary in well doing. For due season we shall reap if we faint not. That's all today for Mom and Dad Talks. Hope you enjoyed Mom and Dad. Welcome back, Hantie and Mom and Dad. And always thoughtful and inspiring thoughts here today. Have a blessed day, everybody.
And we're enjoying ourselves in Virginia.
All right. And Hantie will have you back here. Thank you for being back. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.